How's my light? Ah, we're back. Look who's joining us. My shirt says Malcolm, Harriet, Martin, and Maya. Wait, Maya and Frederick. And if I go too far, you're going to see my new bra. I don't want to show that on Facebook Live, okay? Hey guys, I'm Andrika J. Austin. I go by Coach AJ. Hey, Pastor Elaine, how are you? This is a different conversation we're having. So I'm really on here for the second time today because my phone is full in regular video recording storage. So I say, what fun would it be to bring what I was doing today to Facebook Live? So you guys get to witness me recording some videos for my coaching clients. This video, I'm talking about, I think I'm going to just stick with the rest of the questions. So in order to get certified with me for 1 day in the International Center for Life Coach Training, you guys saw my LLC papers that came via email the other day. I'm training and certifying life coaches. They spend 1 day with me. We have 5 new coaches that joined me a couple weeks ago, and they sent me questions before the class. We ran out of time in the class, and so I promised them that I would do videos. I just recorded 10 out of 23 videos that I have promised my coaches, and so I'm going to use this space to chat with y'all through these topics. Now, you can engage, you can put your questions in the comments, you can ask more questions that I probably will come back and do another live about, but this video is specifically answering the questions that have already been asked to me to make sure that I answer my coaches' questions because, you know, they paid me to be there and I didn't get a chance to do these. So this is, again, because I ran out of space on my phone and I still wanted to stay in record mode and get this done today. So if my coaches are watching, hi ladies. And those of you who want to become coaches, head over to bit.ly/life coach live stream. While I'm chatting with you, I'm going to drop it in the comments because, again, this is Facebook Live. And then for my coaches watching this via replay, hey, thank you for joining. This is different than the last 10 videos you've just watched, and it's going to wrap up our coaching conversation. So for my Facebook Livers that are here with me like right now in the live moment of me recording this video, say hey when you come in. I want to share with you what I would share with you if you were in the 1 day life coach certification class with me. You ready? So the question is, how do I confidently convert conversations to clients, cash, checks, and credit cards? And if you know me, that's my tagline, okay? So when I say convert conversations, coaching is a conversation. And I heard another coach say, the transformation happens in the conversation. Get it? That's coaching. Coaching is a conversation usually between friends, you become friends over time, but it's really a friendship or / relationship with a client. Now, you're not being like girlfriend, giving your advice or your opinion, but you're friending them to help them, number 1, set a goal. Number 2, take action. And number 3, envision the results that they'll get once they take action on this goal. And so when you start talking about that process, having that conversation around it, that is known as coaching. You're going to convert that conversation. Conversion is when you turn it into money. You're converting it from just advice, just a session, just talking, just a conversation into cash, checks, and credit cards. That's a conversion. Just like when you travel to other countries and you have to have your US dollars converted to other currency. You're taking it from one form to another. The value is changing because you're usually going from a free conversation to a fee-based conversation. That's conversion, switching from one method to another. But that's only if you've been skilled in how to handle and hold a proper coaching conversation. Can you confidently convert conversations to clients, cash, checks, and credit cards? So that was one of the questions that was asked. Another is, can I be a diverse coach? And so this question has been asked 3 times so far. I told you guys, my coaches sent me a list of 23 questions. This question has been asked so far in the form of, do I have to choose a niche? It also asked in the way that said, do I have to choose one or can I choose multiple coaching topics? And now it's asked, can I be a diverse coach? A diverse coach, if you're talking about race and ethnicity and gender, you know, is mixing all that into one. Diversity, representing every race, ethnicity, gender, religion, etc. Woosa. Number 2 is diversity in the form of being able to coach on any of the 8, count them on my fingers, 8 areas on what we call the wheel of life. And so I teach the wheel of life in the 1-day certification. So my coach is watching this, knows this. This is for the Facebook Livers. It's like, what is she talking about, the wheel of life? What is the wheel of life? I put a remix on what is formerly known as the wheel of life. I probably need to rename it too. So there are 8 areas on that wheel. In the previous video, not the Facebook Live, but the videos that my coaches have access to before my storage on my new phone was full, we talked about what those 8 areas are, what they mean, and what they represent for your coaching client. And so you're diverse when you can coach from each of these topics on that wheel of life. So you come into coaching with diversity. You don't have to stress about it. You don't have to ask, what can I add? What should I take away? You don't really even have to choose. You can coach around any of those 8 topics. Another question is, what's the number 1 mistake that new life coaches make? Wah, wah. The biggest mistake that new life coaches make is trying to do what's called the Lone Ranger coaching. Now, I heard this coined by another coach, so shouts out, you know who you are. Lone Ranger is trying to go it alone. Now, if you're new to the coaching industry, but you come in, I'm gonna back up. Let me speak from experience and tell you what happens every class that I teach. And by the way, I've certified 115 life coaches with international recognition, okay? So I've been doing this for the last 4 years. And it's guaranteed that there's always one coach that comes to class and says, AJ, how can I get to where you are? And I say, well, you got an extra 15 years. That's how long I've been in business. 7, I've been certified as a life coach. And 4, I've been a master life coach trainer. I just graduated from that process. So that's like asking, how can I skip infancy, toddler, preteen, adulthood, and get to being a senior? It's kind of impossible. I can map out that plan for you. However, it's not guaranteed to be your exact route. So I don't have that answer for you. But if you're willing, you can get some help along the way. Most coaches will try to do who they think they see me as on their own. They're thinking, oh, I can watch all her Facebook Lives. I can buy all her books. I can do my website like her. I can show up at events and speak. I can whatever else, fill in the blanks. The biggest mistake new coaches make is trying to be where veteran coaches are and trying to do it on their own. Oftentimes, they give up. So if you were with me while I was walking and talking, huffing and puffing on a treadmill this morning on the Facebook Live, I talked about how it takes work, commitment, and dedication. I just got here, y'all. Success just knocked on my door, okay? The last 4 years have been like a grueling master's, PhD program. I'm a doctor of life coach, okay? A doctor coach. Sounds like Dr. Pepper. But anyway, you don't just wake up like this, like Beyonce, okay? You put in work, but you cannot do it by yourself. So the biggest mistake I see new life coaches make is trying to do this on their own, trying to skip the process, and trying to get to the easy part. You gotta put in the work. That's my answer to that question. Another one of my coaches asked, what's the easiest way to get speaking engagements? So, if you are live here with me in Atlanta, you know I do events around the city of Atlanta and online, as well as I got a call for Colorado today. I'm excited about that. I need to buy a bigger coat because I heard it was cold up in the mountains. But you get speaking engagements when you create the opportunities. Now notice I said I speak in Atlanta because I am Miss Atlanta, okay? So I know where to go. I know who to talk to. Sometimes it starts with looking online to see what it starts with networking online to see what events people are going to. One of the easiest ways to get a speaking engagement, especially as a new coach, is to go to an event early. Meet the organizer. Offer to help set up, get a glass of water, take down some things, clean up at the end. There's so much you can do to make that connection. Then ask, when is your next event? Are you ever looking for speakers? I'm a new life coach. I would love to help you see how I serve. I show up early. And I have a topic that I think would benefit your people because this event was great today and I can add more to it. That's exactly how I got one of my biggest speaking engagements where I made $1,000 in about 30 minutes. That was my biggest speaking engagement at the time. And this happened several years ago. That's how you do that. That's the easiest way to get, I'm off camera, speaking engagements as a new life coach. You create those opportunities. Don't wait on your phone to ring. Don't wait on people to discover that you're a life coach. Don't think just because you got a certificate, your door is going to be knocked on, your phone is going to ring off the hook. People are looking at what you have to offer, and you have to tell them what it is that you have to offer. And you have to break those doors down and go tell people, I'm a certified life coach. I can speak on a certain topic. I would love to be a part of your crew. And then when you get that event, ask them what other groups they know of. Because that's what I did. It's the network of about 5 different organizations in my hometown. And one is a stepping stone to the next. And now I share that list with people who want to become speakers that come to my live events, that coach with me and let me train them as a speaker. Did you know your coach trains speakers? Well, I do. And I can share with you what I do and how I do that specifically. Another question one of my coaches asked is, how did your last trainee get their first life coaching client? That's a great question for my last trainee. I have no idea. And I shared this in the training with you before, especially if you were in the first training. My coaches call me when they need coaching. AJ, what should I do? I'm freaking out. Help me. I want to give up. Motivate me. That's when they call me. So keeping up with their success is not my duty. But if they want to email me or tag me on a post on Facebook to show me their progress, that's what they do. Now, I say that because I've trained and certified 115 life coaches. I'm trying to keep up with my own success. I cannot possibly tell you what 115 life coaches are doing. Some people get certified and they do nothing. Some people get certified and they never want to charge for what they do. So you have to ask yourself, how do you define success? Is success making a certain amount of money? Is success speaking a certain amount of times for free? What is success to you as a coach? Because see, then you get out of comparison mode with what my last coaching trainee did, and you go do your definition of success. And so this is coming straight from Coach AJ. You know how I am, and I share transparently. So stop comparing to past results, because your results and your success will be 100% different than the last 115 coaches that came before you. That's like me saying, how can I do what Malcolm did? How can I do what Harriet did? How can I do what Martin did? How can I do what Maya did? How can I do what Frederick did? I'm not going to keep pulling my shirt because I got on a new good bra, but you don't need to see that. This is my for me. And it reminds me of why I have to show up for you. Now, I've said that on a previous video, but this is a part of my history. This is a part of my success. This means that someone came before me, they paid away, they prayed for me, they set the mold, and now a little black girl can show up on Facebook Live giving advice to those who have been trained and certified to go out and be change makers around the world. Am I trying to be Maya Angelou? No, I'm being Coach AJ because I know my definition of success. And I know that there are future little black girls that's going to look up to Coach AJ. They already do. And they tell me. So who is that for you in your life? What decisions do you need to make today to stop comparing yourself and trying to take the last trainee's journey? How can you get on your own journey to success? That's some tough questions and tough love from a coach. Because sometimes that's what we need to hear. The next question is the life coaching industry seasonal? My answer is it is if you make it seasonal. That's just like saying, does the recession apply to life coaching? If you allow it to, it does. Remember that quote that says, whether you think you can or you can't, you're absolutely right. That's the answer to the question of, is the life coaching industry seasonal? I don't even think like that. That's like saying, can I only coach in summer months? I don't know where that question came from. I don't know how to answer that in a way that will make you feel loved. But I know what I feel, and I don't like how I feel with this question, because that's limiting your belief in yourself as a coach. If you think you can only coach from January to February, then that's what you're going to do. I wish you much success with doing that. Or like Dr. Phil says, how is that working out for you? But if you think beyond the seasons, now, if we have to get a little saved, a little spiritual, y'all know I love Jesus. I am a Christian woman. Seasons usually in the Christian arena represent a moment in time, a period or in your life. You know, things are going to change soon. Maybe that's who you are as a coach. Maybe you're a seasonal coach, meaning you won't be coaching long because this is just the season that you're in where you want to try something new. And some people do that, and that's quite okay. We can't judge you. I would just wonder what would make you invest $600 of your hard-earned money, 8 hours of your day to train with me, your commitment, your undivided attention, your internet, your phone charging, like you really sitting and taking notes, only to limit yourself with when you coach, how long you coach, and how you coach. It's limiting. So I'm going to move on because, again, I don't like how I feel answering that question. Whoever sent it, though, thank you for the question. The next question is, you began your career with a partnership. Do you suggest that we partner with other life coaches or work with a large company? It's up to you. That's what I love about the life coaching industry. It's all based on what you want to do. So if you have a large company to partner with, take advantage of that. If they're looking to bring you in as a coach and they're going to pay you to coach and share what you know and what you just learned after training with me, take the opportunity, try it out. That's exactly what I did. So I got my start by getting certified as a coach. I got my start by doing a 4-year degree in training and development. And then I got my start by staying accountable and reaching out to fellow trainers within the same company that certified me. So technically, it looked like I got my start with just jumping in to a partnership, but that led up to where the partnership began, everything that I did beforehand. So I say that because it takes time to build a partnership with a larger corporation or, another company that's doing what you desire to do. It takes time to build that joint venture partnership. And if you have those resources, go for it. Or if you're connected with other life coaches and you want to partner and your skills complement their skills, go for it. The best example I can give is that I was hired to come in and make a speaker appearance. I was going to speak for 30 minutes and be paid for my time. And my services as someone who can give confidence and a positive outlook on life to other people went hand in hand with another life coach who was doing a vision board party. So I could come in and sell the vision in confidence. So our services complemented each other. So if you have partners like that in your life, in your network, in your circle, do it. You could also be the one that initiates those partnerships and reach out to other coaches. It does help when you build on each other's brands, when your brands complement each other. So I say yes to both. Yes to if you have resources to a partnership. Yes, if you have access to other coaches. Hopefully that answers that question. Some of my answers you probably don't like, but I'm Coach AJ. I'm going to leave it at that. Listen, here's the next question. What's the most challenging part of being a life coach? How do you overcome this? So having been a life coach, a book coach, a business coach, and now a master life coach trainer, certifier of life coaches with international recognition, still one of the hardest parts about everything that I do and everything that I've seen is people not believing in themselves. And I can tell when people don't believe in themselves as a coach because they keep asking questions instead of using the information that they already have. For example, you have time with me before the training. I ask you to send questions. So you've had 2 opportunities to ask questions. You come to the class and you ask away because I ask you to. That's 3 times. After the training ends, you're still in my inbox. You're still on my phone. You're still sending me emails, asking questions. And then when I say, what have you done with the answers to the questions I've already answered for you, you fall silent. No comment, no response in the inbox. The phone is silent. The email inbox is silent. That's the hardest thing I see with what I do. Because I know you're only asking me questions because you think I have your answers, which is just a form of procrastination. It's a deflection away from what you've been skilled and perfectly trained to do as a life coach, which is go out and coach. You have to trust the process. You have to believe in yourself that you can do it. And I don't know who this is for, but someone is getting this message right now. Stop asking questions and go do the work. It's said in love and heart and your truth. Again, some of these answers you just need to hear. But if you stay in question mode, what about this? And what about this? And have you tried this? And do you know about this? And what about this? And my friend did this and I heard about this and this. And this is how you look. And you're never focused in on what you're really supposed to be doing. It's time out. Now, questions are okay. Building your knowledge is okay. But when you just keep asking questions and you're not using the answers that's already been given, you stay stuck. And that's really hard for me to see, because that to me translates in she doesn't think she's ready to coach. She doesn't really believe in her skills to help other people. She thinks she needs to go get another degree. She's about to take another certification class. Watch. She's going to join someone else's coaching program. And 10 times out of 10, that's what happens. And 10 times out of 10, 365 days later, that person is exactly where they started out when they first reached out to me, asking questions. Now they're just asking them to someone else. It's hard for me to see. Because at some point you got to realize, just like our influencers before us, at some point they had to take action. They had to use what they knew and do what they knew they were meant to do, called and chosen to do. That has to be you as a coach. You got to believe in yourself at some point. I can give you confidence. I can help you believe. But after 7:01 of our training day, I'm no longer with you. So what are you going to do with the information that you already have? Question. The next question, let's see. What's a good size for a coaching group? If you watched one of the 10 videos that you have access to since you've completed this training, you already know the answer to that question. And I'm going to recap because this is a different format for the video. So, a good size for a coaching group is the size that you got access to. If I say 5, you're going to say, well, I don't know 5 people. Go find 2 people. That's a group. Try it out. You might not like group coaching, especially if you're a new coach. You just found out how to coach and what coaching is. Trying to coach more than one person at a time is going to stress you out. You're going to get overwhelmed and you're going to shut down. And then that's when I get the come to Jesus calls like, AJ, I want to quit. I don't know. This is hard. No, it's not hard. You just tried something you wasn't ready for. But if you want to be grown, go find 2 people. That's your group. If I say 100 people, you would get overwhelmed. Because most new life coaches are not ready for that level. You have to get your practice in with coaching, asking questions, helping your clients set goals. Let your clients get their first result before you try to multiply that. Get some success under your belt as a coach before you try to grow large and coach the masses, coach millions. That's a great goal to have. Start with 1. That's a great group. And so this, again, is for my ladies who have completed the life coach certification process with me through the International Center for Life Coach Certification, LLC. You know, Coach AJ don't play. That's y'all's theme for me. I've been called the purpose pusher, and AJ don't play. This is my straightforward answer to the 23 questions that were submitted before my last training for our inaugural class of 2020. I'm trying to pick up the certificates now. I won't show you their names because it ain't your business. But these are certificates, okay? On the other end is their certificates. These ladies have been certified. These were some of the questions that they sent in early, and I promised them a video asking. And so we're down to the last 4 questions out of 23. I've been at this for a minute today, y'all. And so I want to make sure I get those answered. If you're watching with me here live on Facebook, I don't want you to feel left out. If you have questions about anything that I've said, I'm happy to go back and address it. Put it in the comments below, or You can just keep sitting here watching me record with the glitter background because she's back and we're excited about her. Here we go. Question 20 is about podcasting. It says podcasting and social media seem to be requirements for this industry. What do you suggest that one do first? First, I suggest that you get a message to share on a podcast. If you just got certified as a coach, you just learned the basics of coaching. If you want to go on a podcast and show what the basics of coaching is, do a example, maybe with a host or a guest that you bring on like I did in the beginning. You can do that to show the podcast audience how coaching works because it's you implementing the information that you just learned. When I listen to a podcast, it's usually from an expert, meaning a coach that's making a couple $1 million. They've been in the industry a while. They have the large following. They are on the path that I am on. If you're a new coach, that means you need to look for podcasts that's looking to hear from new coaches. That also means that you're getting into marketing too early. You need to practice first so that you can be confident because a podcast is a recording and it will go online and that never goes away. So if you get on a podcast trying to appear to be an expert in something that you just learned and spent a day learning, it's a chance that you may not project the image that you're going to want to see yourself in a year from today. So my advice is to make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure you're confident to go on air and coach. Yeah, you've had practice in this one-day life coach certification training with me. And you need to get some more practice after the training with doing your practice coaching hours, putting the time in, and repeating the process until you feel confident and comfortable. Start with those that you know. Start off the air before you try to go on the air. Stop looking at what everyone else is doing. It looks like podcasting is a requirement. I haven't done a podcast in a couple months. I get invitations that are specific to those I serve, meaning those in the coaching industry or those looking to become a certified life coach. There are podcasts for that. I am a featured guest expert on those. However, if you're a new coach, you're not ready for that next level. So my podcasting has gone from on-air blog talk radio to private groups of people who pay thousands of dollars to the coaches that invite me in to speak. So that's podcasting on another level. So I say that because if you're a new coach, yes, you should be getting your name out there. You should also be getting practice in building your confidence so that you stand out as a coach. And if you've trained with me, we've talked through this process. So you have what you need. You just have to go out and practice more before you put yourself out there in a way that you may not be proud of later. That's me trying to protect you, and it's said in love. Question 21. Can you help me craft a signature talk? Now that's getting into marketing as well, but it's also what we do as a coach. We tell people our story. We tell how we got here. We share things that make us relatable to our clients in order to bring clients in. And yes, I can help you create a signature talk once you're certified as a life coach. So for those of you watching the replay of this, that means that this is no longer live on Facebook. It's downloaded into a portal because you are one of my certified life coaches with international recognition. That also means that you already have access to that resource where I help you craft your signature talk. And so if you're a coach and you're looking to make money and do this for real, that means that you need to get into messaging magic. And so I have talked with you about messaging magic. You know what magic stands for. You know how I use it. You've heard my story using magic. And I also teach messaging magic around the world. So make sure you tap into the messaging magic resource because that's where I break down the signature talk process. But again, it gets into marketing. So make sure you're ready as you start to put your story together and put yourself out there. Question 22. Do you suggest joining big name coaching groups in order to get access to movers and shakers? If you're ready, it's an option. If you're ready to be connected to movers and shakers, it's an option. One mistake that I see coaches, and you don't even have to be a coach to make this mistake, but there was an event where I served Lisa Nichols. Now, some of you guys know that I have private celebrity clients. Lisa is not one of my clients. She was a client that I served that day. She was here for an event in Atlanta, And I have a thing about people who come to Atlanta. I want you to have fun and enjoy my city. This is my city. So what can I do to serve you? Remember I said how to get speaking events is you show up early and you serve. Well, I showed up early and I served Lisa Nichols all day, breakfast all the way through dinner, until she got in an Uber and was driven back to her hotel. She rode in my car with me to her hotel. We had lunch together, just she and I. The restaurant was shut down. We had dinner together with fellow coaches. And so all that day I served her. And there was one point a guy with a camera walked up to her and said, "Hey, Lisa, can I interview you?" And what he did not expect her to say was, "Yeah, sure, come on, let's do it." He said, let me go get my camera." Lisa and I waited, and she looked at me like, "AJ, I don't think he's coming back." So we left to go get dinner. This guy missed his opportunity with a mover and shaker. This was a free opportunity. This was not something that you had to pay. Lisa didn't pay me. I didn't pay to be at this event, but I showed up and I served. And that was that opportunity to show up and to serve. And so if you have access to big names, if you have access to other coaches who you consider to be shakers and movers, just make sure you're ready for that opportunity. Coach AJ was ready. We had our selfie. Y'all can see the selfie on my website, thebossup.me. Lisa and I. That was actually before she even knew what I was capable of as a server to speakers. She didn't know that my clients are celebrity clients, but she saw it and she loved it. And so others saw it. And then they were like, "I want what you just did for Lisa." And so I was ready for that opportunity. So as a new coach, be ready for those opportunities. Don't just think you're going to jump out there. And we had some people while I was serving Lisa, and they gave her copies of their book. Why? I don't know. Because she was traveling light. She can't fly with your books. And what's in it for the big name celebrity? Why should Lisa Nichols be connected to you? Why should a big name be connected to you? Why should other shakers and movers be connected to you? Be prepared to answer that question. Be prepared to show those shakers and movers what you have to offer. I never asked Lisa for anything but a selfie before she left. I saw her leaving and I said, "Let me get a selfie." Little did I know that would lead to that all day relationship building. And so I remember we were sitting at lunch and she just looked at me and she said, "AJ, you're not asking me anything. You're not asking for anything. Like, ask me something." And I said, "Lisa, that's not why I'm here. I just want to breathe the same air that you breathe. I want to see you in action. I love how you have people on the edge of their seat when you tell your story. It's the same story every time, but people hang on to your every word. That's what I want." And you can't answer that question. You can just show me in action. And so when she went on stage for the second time that night, I was sitting on the stage with her and she looked and she was like, "I see you, AJ, taking notes." That's how I was paid. I didn't ask for anything, but I did give. I served. I served, okay? More than once. And so it was little things. Are you hungry? Can I get you water? You need your flats. You need to change shoes. What do you need? I'll go talk to the event organizer who brought you in. Do you need to call home? Do you need people to leave you alone? Do you need some moments of privacy? Do you need me to hold your hand and take you to where I know you can be alone for a minute to catch your breath? All of this came from a place of heart, of being genuine, of being a speaker and knowing how it is to just need a moment. So you multiply that times a celebrity, a shaker and mover. And it goes hand in hand with me showing up ready to serve and knowing what I could offer and bring to the table for a celebrity client. That's just one. I had the same encounter with other celebrities like Brandy Harvey and things like that. So that was because I showed up ready to serve. So as a new coach, you got to be ready. What do you bring to the table? And the last question, in the question of 23. Now, I did questions 1 through 10 on individual videos that you should already have access to. This is the last video because Facebook would let me do it without having to download it to my phone. And so here we go with this last question. Are you familiar with Patreon? Can you see this as a good outlet for life coaches? I have no idea at the recording of this video what Patreon is. I know I hear some people like comedians saying, go to my Patreon account and that's how you can get behind the scenes access to what they do off stage or something like that. But after this video, I'm going to go research Patreon. Okay. So I don't know. That just goes back to using what you're ready for. I don't know about Patreon. So apparently I don't need it at the moment. Do you need it at the moment as a new life coach? Maybe. Or maybe you're moving too soon. Maybe this is a form of procrastination. Maybe you're still just asking questions. What can Patreon do for you right now to help you get practice as a new life coach? To get those questions answered, to get those coaching sessions out there? That's my question to you. I'm done. So this is the end of the video series. Because I'm live on Facebook, if you've been here with me, if you have a question about anything that I've shared, go ahead and put it in the comments. It's going to add value to the coaches that are going to get access to this training. I just wanted to come on and share this with you. It also helps to talk to a live audience versus pre-recorded videos, but I'm great at entertaining myself. So for those coaches who see videos 1 through 10, you know what I'm talking about. So here we are at the end of this video. So instead of just cutting it off, I want to leave the floor open for about 30 seconds for anyone who is live with me right now. That means you, live viewers that I see in this count here right now in the moment of the recording of this video. If you have questions about anything that I've shared, feel free to put them in the comments below right now. You got about 20 seconds left. If you want access to the other 10 videos that I've done, that's a bonus that I give to my certified life coaches. They're internationally recognized around the world. They spend 1 day with me training and getting certified as a life coach. They hear stories like the one I just shared with you. They get questions answered like those that I just answered for them. And so this was a special bonus in addition to that certification process where I told them to bring their questions to class. And then after the class, I promised this series of video. So I know one particular coach, Camille Wesley, she will be excited to know that all the questions have been answered. All the videos are done. Camille was actually our very first life coach who said, yes, AJ, certify me in this new century of 2020. I want to be the first. So Camille, here are your videos. This is your bonus, girl. Enjoy these. All right, guys. I don't see any questions. I will not continue to beg for questions. I'm going to log off and end this video series with the famous quote that one of you in my inbox said you loved. There's someone somewhere. They're waiting on you to walk in your destiny so they can walk into theirs. Because it's when you let your light shine, you give others permission to do the same. Hey coaches, if you're watching this and you know someone who wants to become a certified life coach in 1 day, have international recognition and credibility, and they want to train with me, your master life coach trainer, send them over to bit.ly/life coach live stream. Again, that's bit.ly/life coach live stream. Thanks for joining. God bless. Bye.